Claudette, let me know when you can see us. Going live, making things happen on Facebook. We're live. What's up, Asphalt Lifers? It's Stan Bastek coming to you with Atlas Pro Talk on a Tuesday afternoon. We are joined by some pretty cool dudes from down south, right here in Hotlanta, Georgia. I don't know if you guys want to claim Atlanta. You guys are from around Georgia, but I have Mr. Robby Boyd from Ben Hill Renovations. Robby, what's happening, man?
What's going on, Stan?
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. It's been a while since I've seen you face to face. We covered that in the pregame, but very good to see you guys. Excited. You guys are just absolutely crushing it, doing big things, opening new offices, and continuing to build that excellent brand that you guys have. I'm also joined by our local sales rep in Metro Atlanta, Brinson Jones. Brinson, man, you just always intimidate me when I see you, man, because I just know how tall you are, and I got like a horizontal complex, man. So what's up, Brinson? How are you?
Man, loving the cool weather today. 75 in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Can't beat that in June.
Yeah.
Good day for that.
No
It'll
kidding.
heat back up, though. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, we had a little cold front come through yesterday. My wife and I went for a walk after the rain came through, and it was definitely chilled out, but not bad when you get one or two of those days in June, but we know what's ahead of us. It's going to be hot and muggy, and I'm sure you are no stranger to that, Robby, being out on roofs and in muggy Atlanta, but that's what you got to do, right? So tell us a little bit how business has been for you guys so far this year, get through the quarantine and with everything you guys have had to do to sort of adjust to that. What's the year been like? Give me a sense of it.
Well, it's been, you kind of been seeing it go around. It's like, some parts of you say you want to hurry up and get 2020 over with because it's been a year. We started out the year with a ton of rain and first couple months and then couldn't work. And then the COVID and being quarantined. It's been interesting to say the least, but we have managed to keep pushing on and staying safe and keeping our customers safe and our employees, and business has been great. I mean, we've been really busy here in the past few months.
Yeah. Well, I want to lead with something that I always brag on you guys for. I've known David for a long time, Robby, known you for a long time, seen Brooke come in and do some amazing things from a marketing perspective. You guys are a well-oiled machine. But the thing that I love so much, and I always reference about Ben Hill Renovations, is your tagline and the expectation it sets. So it's right in your logo, and it says creating raving fans since 1984. And I think that is, or excuse me, 1964. Creating raving fans since 1964. Give me a sense of what that means to you as a manager in this company, and how it creates the culture that everybody sort of buys into and what the customer should expect.
Well, it's the concept actually came from, us looking in the industry, us looking at what customers' expectations were just in general. And every time we looked at something, it was like, okay, well, we're glad that, XYZ showed up, or we glad that they give us an estimate. And it really got us thinking, that's not the way business should be conducted in our industry or any industry. So we took the challenge to give that customer experience +1 level. So meaning that if we told somebody we were going to, be there at 5 o'clock, we were there at 4:55, or, we told somebody we were going to be there and complete at this date. We always try to give it that +1 because we're constantly trying to raise the bar. Because that's what any of our customers deserve.
Yeah. And Brinson, what have you observed in sort of, interacting with these guys and watching the way they operate and the way they conduct themselves, versus other contractors in the market? There's a lot of guys doing a lot of great things, not throwing any shade, but you guys are a step above in terms of customer service and creating really high bar expectations for your customers. What have you seen, Brinson?
Well, first and foremost, being new to roofing, when I came on board at Atlas, I used Ben Hill as a reference to learn more about roofing and how it was done right. Robby took the time to do a lot of that with me. Every time I'm there, every time we talk about a new product or a new initiative we're doing at Atlas, Robby jumps up and down for training for his team. So you don't have to chase his organization down. He willingly wants that training from us to kind of grow his business. And, the testament to Ben Hill is when I say their name to other contractors, they talk they say nice things about them as a contractor. So, and that's not always common in the contractor world, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. When you're respected by your competition, I think it says a lot about the organization and the culture you've been. The other thing I love, I want to show this. I want to see if I can share my screen here. Is that you guys have a really great website, but one of the coolest things on your website is you actually feature your team. And I think that a powerful website can be an incredible salesperson, like a living, breathing 24/7 salesperson. And you guys actually show the team, right? You put faces to the names of people that customers are going to see showing up at their doorstep, managing the project, calling them to collect a check, whatever it might be. It's a personal touch that I don't see a lot of contractors make. How has that benefited you of sort of, using this? Do you guys send out sort of, emails before appointments with the pictures of the people that are coming? What other things do you do to try to put a personal touch on what you do?
Well, that's you actually hit the nail on the head. So when somebody calls to set an appointment, they'll be given the name of the estimator that's coming out. The same as when the job's turned in, they'll be given an introduction to their superintendent. So we want people to feel comfortable with who they're going to be meeting. We look at it from our aspect. If we hire an outside service, it always is great to know to put a picture with a name. So kind of what to expect coming out. And that's just part of, transparency from beginning to end. And that's what we believe in.
Yeah. And look at these guys. They're all smiling, man. They're all happy. They're ready to serve. Right. And I mean, it's little things, don't just throw up any random picture, throw up a picture of people that are just ready to serve you. And it all feeds into that creating a raving fan. Right. I just think it's such a powerful expectation to set for the customer. You guys are also in multiple trades. So, I know you guys do a lot of retail work. Are you also do some storm restoration stuff? Like, will you guys capitalize on the storm that comes to town, or do you just really try to stay in the retail zone? Give me a sense of what your business looks like.
So what we've run into is just our name and being in business for 56 years. I'll give you an example of 2013, a hailstorm hit Douglasville, and I believe it made it all the way down to Atlanta Airport. It was that big one that kind of damaged a lot of stuff. And the phones just blew up because, we don't actually go and look for storms. We don't advertise for it. We look at it a different way. When it happens, we're here for you, and people know that we're here, and they know that we're going to be here, 5 years after the storm's gone. So if they have a warranty issue with their roof or whatever it may be, that we're going to be here to take care of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting. I was driving through a neighborhood the other day, and there was a contracting sign in a yard that said, been in business trusted since 1989. And I'm thinking, oh, that doesn't sound very old. But then it's like, oh my God, that's 30 years ago. You know what I mean? But you guys have an incredible advantage of having been in business since 1964, because I think that longevity shows, that you're going to be around, right? You have been around to service customers, but also that you be there. How do you guys leverage that? How do you leverage your existing customer database to sort of generate new sales and capitalize on that long history of customers you've got?
Well, that's actually a really good question, because when we did, we've always slept, eat, and breathe roofing, and roofing is still a big part of our business. But we did expand out, and we did started doing other trades, decks and siding and windows back in 2015. The benefit that we have is, all of our customers, we try to make sure that they have that raving fan experience. So they didn't know that we done all this other stuff, and so now they do. So it's great to have loyal customers, and that's why I take pride in knowing that if something's out of warranty, we still go out and take care of it, because we believe, you mentioned Atlanta. Do we claim Atlanta? We claim all of Atlanta. This is our community. So, we want to make sure that we can service the community the best way they deserve it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're in multiple trades. You do a lot of different things. What are some of the big changes that you guys had to make as a result of COVID-19? And then now that things are sort of easing up a little bit, right? That's a little bit of a roller coaster of uncertainty right now. But what are those things that you guys adopted and changes you made that you think are going to actually stick long term in your business? Give me a sense of what you guys have done.
Well, I think that To me, one of the most important parts of the customer experience from our end is just listening and being able to educate. I always tell people when they come in these doors and they come to work for us, I'm going to train you how not to sell anything. We don't believe in that. We believe in educating, consulting, and listening. So, the one-on-one contact with the customer, being in their house, that's something that we've really had to adjust to. But I mean, obviously everybody has. But I think one of the biggest things that we can take away from it is I think in every industry, it's helped communication exponentially, because we have found new ways to do Zoom meetings like we're doing right now, or Skype, or FaceTime. We've used a lot of FaceTime. So I think that from our end, it's actually helped us a lot keep open communication line, probably than we previously did, with constant contact.
Yeah, absolutely. Brent, so what about you, man? I mean, you're on Zooms all the time. I know who your boss is, Alex. He's a tech junkie. Stephanie, they like to get people together, especially when we can't be together face to face. How has that worked for you? Working in the space that you are, trying to stay connected with contractors, but also keep a connection to your team. Do you like the Zoom calls, or you just cannot wait to stop doing Zoom calls? What's your take?
A little of both. I mean, we've been going out a little bit now here in the last couple of weeks, but Zoom's helped. We've done a lot of Zoom calls internally and externally. It all hinges on your customer. Our contractors, we've been very lucky in the Atlanta market. The Atlanta market didn't slow down. As Robby stated, we had all that rain in February. So when everything started shutting down, we still had all that work, that backlog of work, and then it just kept growing. So our market has been very lucky, and so it's been hard to catch contractors, to get them to stop and take a Zoom meeting for many reasons. But now that we're kind of getting back out, guys are wanting to meet again and start doing some training and stuff like that. So cool. Well, let me give a shout out to some of the folks watching us live. We got a bunch of people giving you likes and thumbs up all over the place. A couple people commenting. Jacob looks like he's local. Omar. Kenny, Adam, Alex, Nick, AJ, and Blake. So a lot of folks saying hello today. Make sure to keep those comments and questions coming. If you have them, you have a chance to win an Asphalt Life prize pack. I want to pivot a little bit, Robby, and talk a little bit about marketing. So over the course of your career in the roofing business, and now that you guys really are into a lot of different trades and all renovations, how has marketing changed in terms of like what's generating leads and your approach to marketing? Give me a sense of where you guys have made some hard pivots and found some unique ways, and where's it heading? What does your marketing future look like at Ben Hill Renovations?
Well, you put me on the spot on this one, because Brooke's going to be holding my feet to the fire that I answer this one correctly.
Yeah. Oh, she's watching. Trust me. She's definitely going to be watching. She's going to be judging everything you say here. Oh, he thinks he wants to talk about marketing, huh?
Yeah, I know, right? So I'm going to answer this very carefully. No, actually, that is a good question, because we have seen, we've seen over the past 5-6 years, a huge swing in marketing with SEO, with the internet, with Google searches, with things going from more paper related stuff to more digital and internet related. So it's really just about, as far as we've seen, the more that you're out there, the more that you get seen, the more people search. A lot of stuff seems to be internet driven now, which obviously that's going to be moving forward. Probably one of the number one things.
Absolutely. And you guys also do some things that just make sense locally in Atlanta. I mean, I haven't lived in another major market for a long time, but Trustdale is one of those things that people just know in Atlanta, and you guys have a ton of content there and partner with him. Has that been a good partnership for you guys in Atlanta? Do people still, use that as a big resource?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We've had a good relationship with the Trustdale folks over there. They give us an opportunity from, being his background was investigative reporter. It's given us a great opportunity being on some of his podcasts and radio shows to kind of help customers make decisions. And we've also partnered with Dave Baker. We've been doing some stuff with him. But from my standpoint, it gives me an opportunity to not go on and talk about, hey, call Ben Hill, or, a call to action. It actually gives me an opportunity to try to educate people while I have them for that moment. If you don't use us, just have this, use it for knowledge and when you make your decisions, so that way you're protecting yourself.
If you're listening to this right now and you're, early and you're sort of building your business or wherever you're at, really, this is really, really powerful advice. And I want to cut right to the core of it from where I see it. You guys view your job as a consultative. It's a consultative approach to selling, right? If we get the job, great. But if not, make sure we provide you some really important information about this really big decision. That is creating long-term trust with a business that's been around since 1964, creating raving fans. And I think that's can get lost sometimes, right, in the hustle, right? And if you take a consultative approach, it's more about the customer's needs and the different options that a customer may need to explore, as opposed to you getting the sale. That's powerful, man. And I think I give Ben Hill so much credit for really taking that approach, and it clearly, is evident in your culture. Social media is another thing. I know Brooke's been a big part of that, and pushing you guys over the years. I didn't even realize you guys were doing this. I'm going to brag on your stuff again here for a second. I'm going to go to your Facebook page. I just may be sort of, out of the loop, but I've never really seen this before. I go to contractor pages all the time, and you're actually doing appointment schedule requests right through Facebook, right? So another really cool thing to just look at, like, pay attention to the options that are out there for you. It's not about who's following, but if you're generating Facebook campaigns and getting people to this page as opposed to your website, hey, do you want a siding or window estimate? Pick your time on Wednesday, July 1st, or roofing. That's pretty cool. Trying things like that, I have to imagine, can be both really, really positive or just sort of duds. Anything stick out for you that you guys have tried that you were skeptical of at first and Brooke proved you wrong?
Well, that's actually happened quite a lot, but in all joking aside, Brooke, both of y'all know Brooke. She's great at what she does, and she's very creative with a lot of the marketing tools that's available to her and she uses. And we are where we are because of her marketing and what she's been able to do for us. And the most important thing, I think, that she would probably tell you too, is we try to show people as much as possible. Right. Just going back to the transparency thing, going back to, taking people dreaming, showing them what can be, what it was, and then what it could be after. A lot of people use those terms, let's, take you dreaming. Well, what is that exactly? Is that, you saying something that's so far out of your budget, it's not feasible? Or is it mirroring what your budget is versus what we can do? And I think that's a lot of what she's been able to do on Facebook, with doing a lot of the pictures of the past jobs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's huge. I think we underestimate, the type of dreaming consumers want to do, customers want to do. We're homeowners, man. We want to invest in our homes. We want to figure out a path to making it as beautiful and as great as we can possibly make it within our budget. That's always the caveat. Have you guys adopted, I'm just curious, adopted financing over the years to sort of help with that dream building?
Yeah, we have. And we actually, we initially started out with just kind of one finance company outside, and then we've actually are up to 3 now. So we try to give people different scenarios, different options for that, just so they're not limited just to, installment payment plan or revolving payment plan. There's different options with different credit levels that, we can go in any particular case. And it's a pretty seamless process too. They've made that really easy. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Financing has changed immensely over the last 3 or 4 years to almost become essential, but certainly in the type of model that you guys have, where you are trying to get people to dream into their, big picture aspirations and offer multiple trades. Are most of your jobs, I think this is a question a lot of people have that are in maybe just roofing and thinking about getting into another trade. Do most of your jobs have just one trade and then you sort of try to market to them for something else down the road? Or have you been able to sort of bundle roofing and siding together, or siding and windows together? Give us a sense of what that's looked like.
Well, that's actually a great point, because that kind of goes back to, what we've been doing with what Brooke's been doing with the marketing, being able to show a lot of the stuff that we do. But when we go out, our number one job is to listen to what the customers' wants are. We try to listen to which path they're trying to take, what avenue they're trying to take. So you know, a lot of, I lost you somewhere. Sorry.
Nope, we're still here.
We're
We
still
can still
there.
hear you.
Okay. So anyway, sorry about that. A lot of times, you know, if it's a siding, you know, job in particular, or if it's roof, you know, windows typically go with siding, gutters usually go with the roof. So it really just depends on what they're wanting to look, or if they're planning on moving, what their plans are over the near future.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, David, you know, the owner of Ben Hill, he's actually into flying airplanes for some very specific business purposes. So give me a sense of how he collided this hobby with his work. You know, tell everybody about it. That's pretty unique.
Yeah, so David he's been a pilot for a while now. I would be afraid to kind of give you that many years, because then I'll be starting to tell his age a little bit, but
yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, so he has been flying, and obviously I've been flying quite a few times with him, which has helped us, you know, do different things. Just for an example, I believe that in order for any company to grow, depending on what your business plan is, you always have to reach out. So, and as an example, we reached out to a company in Lancaster, Pennsylvania last year that, you know, they're not a direct competitor of us. They were doing things right up there. We wanted to see what they were doing, and they invited us up, so we flew up there. You know, we're always trying to do things like that, because the way I look at it is, you know, if it's working for somebody, that don't mean you always have to adopt whatever everybody else is doing, but you're crazy if you don't try to learn from it. But yeah, he does. You know, we've done thermal scans over the past with helicopters, and just a lot of fun stuff too. I mean, it's you know, fun stuff too. Flying's fun just in general.
What's
So
the coolest place you've flown over? Like, I'm just, you know, being in those smaller planes, man, it's a totally different experience. I've only done it one time, but what's the coolest place you've flown over in that small plane?
oh gosh, probably flying to Nashville. We flew up to Nashville, I believe it was last year, and that was pretty cool, going over the mountains. You know, you get different air turbulences being over the mountains and stuff, and but that's the thing with him. He's been a pilot for so long that, you know, I feel more comfortable with him than I do an airline pilot usually. And it you know, it helps that his plane's got a parachute, so that helps a little bit too. But
Nice.
yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, so if you're watching this and you want to expand your business, go buy a plane and learn to fly. Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't think it would hurt if you use it the right way, but yeah.
There you go. Yeah, but I think that you bring up another great point about networking. One of the first things you said is, hey, we took a trip up to Lancaster. We're networking with people out of market that we respect and can sort of share with. And, you know, there's certainly sometimes opportunities to do that in market, but you don't want to give away trade secrets. But you got to find partners and people in the industry that you respect and that you see what they're doing, and collaborate with them, because I think that's how we all get better, whether that be at shows or just direct outreach or working through your manufacturers network, things like that. But it's great to hear that you guys do that. So what's Robby into, man? What does Robby do on his off time? What's Robby dying to do on a Saturday that you just what's your downtime look like?
Man, it is 100% family. It is,
Good.
you know, fishing with my son, or, you know, messing up my daughter's TikTok videos, whatever it is. You know, it always has something to do with them. And that is my downtime, is my family. They keep me grounded, and try not to let me get in too much trouble.
Yeah, no, that's important too. I got to tell you, I have a 12-year-old. He's asking for TikTok, and I don't get it, so it's hard for me to say yes to something I don't get. So, but I think that's just part of being a parent.
I'm just trying to figure out how you use that for business, how you use TikTok for business yet. And I hadn't figured that one out yet.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll give you a little insight. There was just a little quick story. There was a video that was going around on TikTok called Carol Baskin it was some kind of dance or whatever. And Brooke tried her best to get us all to do that, but obviously she usually wins. She didn't that time though.
Yeah. The Tiger King, man, I tell you, that took over the world. Between Tiger King and The Last Dance, I'm telling you, it feels like that's all anybody could talk about for about 3 months.
Yeah, well, that's all there was. I mean, everybody was starving for sports, and then I don't know where the starving from a the Tiger King came from. But
Yeah,
I have to
it was
admit, I
just-
watched it. I mean, it's kind of funny you make fun of it, but then you say, well, I watched it too. So, you know,
That's right.
Yeah.
That was can't miss television.
Yeah, no doubt.
Man.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Well, it's funny now. We're also starved for sports, trying to figure out what these U.S. leagues are going to do, or these North American leagues are going to do. But I found myself just scrolling through New Zealand soccer scores the other day. So I'm like, just anything, man. There's something live happening. So.
Yeah,
Well, Brinson, I know you're a big sports fan. You got to be missing it, man. I know you're a big basketball and baseball fan, so I know you'll be looking forward to seeing some of that get back.
Yeah, we need it. I think America just misses sports in general, right? I mean, baseball's America's pastime. Just it's a. I heard him on the radio say it's just a decompression. It's a stress reliever, right?
Yeah.
To gather with friends and watch a game, a big game, or whatnot. So yeah, our family. My wife's a big Georgia Bulldog fan, so we're waiting. She's waiting patiently for that to come along. So
soon enough,
be ready.
Yeah. Well, hey, I know you got to drop off a few minutes early here, Robby, so we want to be respectful of your time. I'll give a quick shout out to Nick Helms and Cindy Chandler. Nick Helms and Cindy Chandler, just send a note through the messaging portal, and we'll get you guys an Asphalt Life prize pack. Get you guys all ready to go, looking good. And Robby, I know Brinson hooks you up with all sorts of good gear. I hope he does. If not, I'm putting him on the spot. So I know he's got some budget to burn. So tell him to bring you some hats.
He takes care of us. I'll tell you that he does.
Good. Good.
We try.
Well, good stuff, Robby. We appreciate you so much, everything you guys do for Atlas and the partnership, but also just what you do for this industry and the state of Georgia. You guys are a model contractor renovations company in the state, and have been for many, many years. And keep doing what you're doing, man. A lot of people following you and emulating what you're doing, and that's only good for the industry if people are trying to do what you guys are doing. So.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Stan. And one thing I'll tell everybody watching too is y'all have been a great partner for us. Anybody that's not using you guys and watching this, if they tell you they're going to do something when there's a problem, they do it. They don't hesitate. You don't make additional phone calls. And that's why we've really enjoyed our partnership with y'all, because we can pass that to our customer and we can explain to them that this is why we're partnered with Atlas, because they're local. And if there's a problem, they've always taken care of us. So y'all keep up the great job with that too.
We will. Thank you so much. Yep. Homegrown in the Peach State, man. Shingles made right there in Hampton, Georgia. So, good stuff. Well, Robby, have a great day. Brinson, always good seeing you, buddy. We'll catch you on the flip side. Guys, Asphalt Lifers, have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you again on Friday with Safeguard up out of Chicago, Illinois. Looking forward to talking to those guys. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
All right. Take care.